All right, here we go, guys. In this video, I'll be showing you how to use sketch design software to create printable training guides and then convert them to PDF format so your customers can download and print them from your website. Hey guys, so as I mentioned in the introduction, what I'm going to be teaching you in this video tutorial is how to design one of your training guides in the sketch design software and then export that out to PDF format so all of your users can then download that from your website. So what I have loaded up here in Sketch right now is a couple of the templates that you can use and download from this module as templates so you can design your own training guides. I've got the wireframe over here, and as always, I do recommend creating a wireframe first just so you can get all the placement right and make sure that it does fit on a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And then once you have everything in place, then you can go over here and add your brand colors, your brand logos, and then the actual movements and everything in here. So then it is a complete design. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create another artboard over here on the right, and then I'm basically going to mimic this design and show you what tools you need to use here in Sketch to design this training guide. So I'm going to go ahead and click on A on my keyboard. That's going to bring up the artboard palette that I have up here in the upper right, and I'm going to select paper sizes, and then I'm just going to go ahead and select letter. And what that's going to do is going to give me a letter artboard. Now you'll see that this is horizontal, so I'm just going to go up here and make sure that this goes to portrait. So now I have my artboard all set up and ready to go. And then if I just want to go up here in the upper left, I can title this as training guide. So first off, you'll see that I have a black background on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that in by using the rectangle tool up here. I'm just going to draw a rectangle completely covering that entire artboard. I am then going to shut off the border color, and then I'm going to change this to go all to black. Next, what you see here is I have another box with a little bit of rounded corners for the content area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this rectangle tool again. I'm going to then go ahead and draw out a rectangle the same size as the one I've already have there. Move this over into the artboard. Now what I want to do is I want to center this on the artboard. So I'm just going to click on that rectangle there. I'm going to go up here in the upper right, and then I'm going to align that to be the center point. And then what I'm going to do is grab that again. I'm going to make this all white by turning off the border colors, and then I'm going to select white. And then you'll notice I do have some rounded corners up here. So by selecting this, I'm going to go up here for the radius rounded corners, and I'm just going to up this a little bit, and there, now I have the rounded corners on there. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to load in the logo that we have up here on the top. So what I'm going to do is up here in the upper left, click on image, and then I'm going to search for that logo that I have. So now the logo has been loaded in here, and I'm just going to move that into position and then make sure it's centered by clicking on the alignment tool up here in the top. Next, we're going to add the little heading that we've got in here. It says this is a total body workout from MC8 Build, and what we have going on for the font here based on the font style guide that you should have created earlier, it's Lato font heavy at 22. So using the text tool up here in the upper left, I'm just going to type out total body, and then like I said, we're going to make this Lato font. The weight is heavy and the size on that was 22. I'm going to bring this down to 22, and then we move this into position, and then we're just going to make sure that it is centered here by using this alignment tool once again, and then we are all set on that. And then we just have a quick little description down here that I'm just going to copy and go ahead and paste this over here. Now we're going to start building out some of these boxes and the different rounds that we have here. So once again, I'm just going to copy this text that we have here. You would use the text tool to go ahead and add that text in here. I'm going to paste this into place, and then what we have is we have a bunch of those to indicate round 1, round 2, all the way up to round number 5. So I'm just going to duplicate these all the way across. Now I'm going to hold down the shift key. I'm going to select all of these. Then I'm going to go to arrange, group, then select that, select this background here. Once again, align them so to make sure that they're centered on there. Next we got coming up here is we're going to design out some of these boxes that indicate what the movement is and then how many reps we're going to do for these specific rounds. So once again, using this rectangle tool, I'm going to draw out a box here, that orange area. I'm going to grab that, move that over here into place. I'm going to turn off the border color, and then I'm going to use this color picker to go ahead and select that orange to make sure it's the right color, move that into place, and then go ahead and move that up. And then I'm going to also create this little other rectangle we have down here. So draw out this darker rectangle here, move that over into place, align it with the orange one, turn off the border color, use the eyedropper tool to then go ahead and grab that dark gray. And then the next thing I need to do is use the text tool, because I'm going to go ahead and add in what the actual movement and exercise is. So by using this text tool, click on that box. This first movement is alternating dumbbell snatches. Now I just have to size this down. We're looking at Lato font heavy at 9 point, and then I'm going to select both of those and then use those alignment tools to then go ahead and align that center in that box. Next, we have how many reps are going to be performed for this movement. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this over into here. And then once again, I'm going to select that gray box in the background. I'm going to hold down the shift key, select the text, and then I'm going to align that. So basically we have one of these boxes already in here, and as you'll see, it's repeated over here many, many times. So the easiest thing to do here is now to group all of this that we just created and then make a bunch of different duplicates of that by copying and pasting that across. So I'm going to hold down the shift key after I select one of these, and I'm going to select all these items. So now I have all those selected. I'm going to go up to arrange, group. Now this is one unit. So now basically what I can do is I can copy and paste this all the way across this page for all the different instances. All right, now I have all those boxes duplicated. Next thing what I need to do is go in and add these little arrows in here that indicate once you finish round one, you're moving on to the next movement. So I have these set up over here. Best way to do that is to create the little line tool. So go ahead and grab that. And we're gonna draw a little line at a 45-degree angle. You hold down the shift key while you drag this, it's gonna lock it into 45 degrees. Once I have that selected, I'm gonna change up the color here by using the border color. Make sure there's not a fill color turned on. Using this border color, grab this eyedropper tool. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here, grab that color, and then we're going to bring up the weight of that, the width of that line to 2 points. And then what we're going to do is we have these ends here. We're just going to make this a rounded end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to copy and paste another instance of that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on it, and then in the upper right over here, I'm going to use this little tool to then flip it horizontally. So now I have that same thing, and then I'm going to move it into place so it looks like an arrow. And then I'm going to shift, click, and select both of those, go up to arrange, group those, and now I have one full arrow here. And then what I'm going to do is, just like I've done with those boxes before, we're just going to copy and paste a bunch of different instances of this across this entire page. So now that we have all those arrows in place, last thing, we have some text down here that indicates the rest time per round and then when the workout is complete. So I'm just going to copy and paste one of these over here, get that into place, and then I'm just going to repeat this again, copy and paste, move this over under there, under round number 2, move this one under round number 3, and then copy and paste, move this one under round number 4, and then copy and paste again, move this one over into the last round, and then we're just going to change this off since we're not resting on that last round. We're just going to go ahead and put that the workout is complete. All right, now we've got everything set up here. Just make sure that this is round number 5. I didn't change that earlier. And then what we're gonna do here is make sure that we have all the correct movements and reps in here. So we're gonna go back in here and change out all this text that we had in here before, because everything is exactly the same movement and the exact same reps. So we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that we have all the correct movements and the reps in here. Okay, there you have it, guys. Your training guide is now completely designed. Next thing we have to do is, now that we've got all the movements and the exercises and the reps in there, is we just have to export this out to PDF format so then you can upload it to your secure area of your website, which I'll go over in a later tutorial, and then your users can download this and print them out if they choose. So go ahead and click on the artboard up here, so make sure you have the entire artboard selected. And just like we did when we were exporting out our images for our page designs, we're gonna go over here on the right and click Make Exportable. And this time in this drop down, we're just going to go ahead and choose PDF format. Now that we have that selected, all the way down here in the bottom, click Export Selected, and then save that training guide to your hard drive so then you can upload that to your website in the development process when we get to that tutorial. So there we have it, guys. I hope this helps. And as always, remember, I am here if you have any questions.